Lisa, great to see you. Paige, Lisa, I'm gonna say hi to everyone's popping around on my screen. Both Lisas, we got Lisa, Michelle. So glad to see you guys. So welcome to a new week. How are we feeling today? If you're on Zoom, put your answer in the chat. If you're on social, put it in the comments. Let's get present. Let's take some breaths. It's Monday, it's a new week. Oh, so let's get in our bodies, whether you've had you're in Europe and you've had a whole day so far, whether you're on the West Coast and you're just getting going. Karen's like, I need some inspiration today. Jade's feeling inspired already. I love that. It's a new week. Yes. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm thrilled to be with you. If you're new to the Thought Leader Lounge, I'm Sara Connell, 5-time bestselling author and the founder of Thought Leader Academy, which if you're in Thought Leader Academy, you can say hello in the chat. Our incredible community of leaders who we help become best-selling authors, TEDx and in-demand speakers, and change the world with your message. So we're really, really happy to be here. And we come together on the Thought Leader Lounge pretty much every Monday, unless I'm flying around and speaking, which I've been doing a lot of recently. We come together on Mondays to set an intention for this to be the best week of your life so far. Like, what if that's possible? What if it's possible to decide today that this is going to be a tremendous week, an epic week, a powerful week, a fun week? So we're going to start the lounge today, have everyone claim what kind of week makes this the best week for you. Some of you might be like, I need a peaceful week. That's the week that's really going to work for me. Last week maybe had some stuff, some drama. So I want everybody to claim. If you want to close your eyes first, take a breath, and really tune into yourself and ask, what kind of week is this going to be your best week? And it doesn't matter what anyone else writes, you claim. Is it a prosperous week, an abundant week, Karen, financially and creatively? Yeah, it could be like you need some more fun. Maybe it's going to be a hilarious week because you want to laugh. Like, let's just claim something right now, okay? Take some breaths and turn within and ask yourself, what kind of week makes this the best week for me? Paula is going to have a super productive writing week. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, so put these comments. Any of you that are on social, if you ever want to be in the Zoom room, just leave a comment and say lounge, and we'll send you the secret link to come in the room with us. Andrew, you're going to do renewing your inspiring and expressive week. I love it. Christina's going to be in flow with ease. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Amazing. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun in the lounge today because we have a powerhouse week here at Thought Leader Academy. So I'm going to remind everybody what's coming up later today and tomorrow and next week. And then we're going to do an exercise together to align ourselves, whatever it is that you're claiming here. We're going to do some alignment work so that this really is set up to be an amazing week. Because when we come together, it is a lot more powerful, and I'll get a lot more momentum and a lot more juice to be like, yeah, gremlins, what an inner critic, right? Okay, so we just dissolve that in here in the lounge. Okay, Paige, you're gonna have a fun and connected week. Charlotte's gonna have an organized week. Lisa's gonna have more productivity with writing and a financial breakthrough. Yes, I love it. Money Miracles week. Okay. So before we do our actual strategy, our actual experience today in the lounge, couple reminders. Today at 2:00, if you are looking to infuse your week with more abundance, we are having a special bonus masterclass. It is free, and it's about creating a 6-figure referral system. If you want to not use ads and funnels and all this stuff that sounds so overwhelming, that today is from 2 to 3 Eastern time. You're all invited. Jill, if you want to share the link here again, that's today, 2 to 3 Eastern. So if you aren't already coming, clear the decks so that there's the Zoom link. All right. So 2 to 3 Eastern today. So that if that's important to you, this is like a pop-up abundance accelerator. All right. We're going to be talking about referrals, meaning having actual relationships with awesome people who know about what you do and having them refer people to you. Okay. So that's today, 2 to 3 Eastern. Tomorrow, at 2 o'clock Eastern time. We are having the Rise podcast launch party. I hope that you will all join us. We are going to have so much fun. If you just want to see what is a podcast launch party like, well, at least show you what ours is going to look like. Okay. We're going to have prizes. One of you is going to win a podcast studio setup. I'm going to buy you as my gift to you, the mic that I got, the light that we're using. So any of you that either just want to kind of update how you show up on Zoom, or maybe you're going to host podcasts or be guests on podcasts. We're going to have some really fun prizes, including that one. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the new show, which goes live right there in the middle of our launch. And then I'm going to do an activation, right? I'm actually going to do a guided experience to help you rise into that next level, right? Again, some of you that's best-selling author, some of you that's six-figure coach, some of you that's internationally known thought leader. So the Rise podcast party is also free. It's our gift to you. Okay. So come today at 2 to get some abundance going in your business. Come tomorrow to be part of the Rise party and get that activation. It's going to be super powerful. And then next week, all week, I'm training you live Monday through Friday in a new experience of our best-selling book bootcamp. Every single one of these things is free. If you have taken the boot camp before, take it again, because every day I'm going to do a new activation, which is going to work on the subconscious and the quantum level to help you get your work seen, have it be magnetic, have it be powerful and transformational, and make money for you. All right. So even if you've done the boot camp before, I highly recommend, if Jill, yeah, you can share the link there. It is free, and I'm going to be with you every single day. We will do the basics, certainly, of the fundamentals of putting your book together, but we will be doing these activations, which are completely new using brain science. And it's what's needed right now. We don't just want to do business as usual. We got to break through the 2.9 second attention barrier of our audience. And if you're not working on a book and you want to use the boot camp to work on a video or a talk, it will work just as well for you. Okay. So really excited. All of you already in Thought Leader Academy, take the boot camp, because we're doing new stuff. If you've never taken the boot camp, take the boot camp. It is a free gift to help you make 3 months worth of progress in a week. Okay, so even just to get high vibe together and be together all week. So really excited to see you guys there. And the registration link is here, and we will post it on social. Okay, so those are our announcements. I want to hear in the chat which one of these you're coming to. Okay, are you coming to referrals today, podcast launch party, boot camp, all three? Just go ahead and say hello. And so we can see, yeah, Margaret's coming. Margaret's gonna be a triple winner. Triple winner at all three. I will obviously be at all three with you. So I hope to see you all at all of them. Okay, good. So just make sure that the one today and tomorrow, you don't have to register. Just use the Zoom link and come at 2 o'clock Eastern. And then if you do need to register for the boot camp so we can get you all the pre-emails and have the workbook ready and have you in the Zoom room. Okay, amazing. Share them with friends. These are free. We want to love everyone, let everyone win. Great. Okay, so let's rub our hands together. A little shimmy. I'm so excited for the podcast party, you guys. We're gonna have fun. I can't wait. Okay. Now, what we're going to work on today for our remaining time in the lounge is a little game I like to call a thought leader game called What Are We Solving For? So what happens a lot of the time, in my experience, is that our brain is wired. We already know this. This isn't just my experience. Neuroscience proves that our brains are wired to ruminate and I'm going to go ahead in my own case and say obsess on potential threats, challenges, problems, right? It's just the negativity bias. It was carried over from the days when we'd have, bears and tigers running around going to eat us if we weren't hyper vigilant. The problem is now it's become pathological, and we've got adrenal burnout, and we have all kinds of stuff happening because we're constantly, if we don't intervene, we're constantly in our heads worrying about certain things. Okay. So we're going to actually use that to our advantage. We're going to flip that negative on its head, because we get to, that's how powerful we are. And we're going to play the game of what are we solving for this week. Now, in order to answer that question, and it's 11:11 in Chicago right now. So those of you that like angel numbers, I just love that that happens while we're together. What would be the thing if you close your eyes and take a breath? What would be the thing that if you received the solution for this thing this week, like everything else would get better? You know, just like if this thing got solved, if you had the answer or your next step for this particular thing, like a whole bunch of other stuff would go better for you. Okay? So I want you to think about what that is for you just for this week. Right? So, for example, let's say you're feeling overwhelmed. Just that's the emotion you're having and it doesn't feel good. Then you want to drill down to find out what am I solving for? The game goes that you'd say then, okay, well, what if I had it in place would alleviate the greatest amount of overwhelm? And it's like, okay, well, what would alleviate the greatest amount of overwhelm for me this week is if I had someone to help me do invoicing. Let's just say that was your thing. Let's just like, it's taking so long. It's overwhelmed. It's like, if I just had that off my plate, I would write my book. I would feel like things were current, money would come in because I have invoices I haven't sent out and followed up on. Like, that's just an example. Okay. Maybe it's financial. It's like, if I had an extra $1,000 or $10,000 this week, this would be better. This would be better. I wouldn't have stressed about this. I would pay this. I would have relief. Okay. So to find out what we're solving for, we think of what would be the thing that would make everything else or many other things go better. If I had a solution to this health problem, if I had more confidence, if I just felt I believed in myself, like I would feel like it was easier to take action. Okay, so let's take a minute. I'm going to be silent. And let's take a minute. And Jill, if we could play some flutes, some native flutes, and just everyone take a minute and you can free write on this. You can close your eyes and meditate on this. If you've just joined us, we're playing a thought leader game called What Am I Solving For? And to get the answer to that question, we're asking, if this was figured out this week, so many things would go better. Okay, so let's just take a moment or two and feel into that. You can journal, you can breathe, you can meditate. Just another moment here, breathe or journal. What would be the thing that if you were solving for, if you had the answer or the solution to this thing, so many things would improve? Okay, take a big deep breath. We're going to get our bodies involved. Stretch up, give yourself a stretch, give yourself a shake or a shimmy or a hug or a pat on the back. A little, yes, whatever's going to move you. Okay. So, I want to hear in the chat, what did you identify And maybe it's still not clear. It's okay. But here's why we play this game. Our mind is going to loop either about one or many threats or challenges if we don't give it a focus. And so to move from problem to solution, what we want to do is find out, what are we solving for? Instead of trying to figure everything out, what is something that if I really call in this solution or this answer this week is going to help so many other things? It lets us know where to focus our attention, and it will also start to synchronize with the universe. We say here in Thought Leader Academy that the answer is in the room, and you will actually draw your answer to you by saying, like an algebra equation, X equals this. What am I solving for? What is X this week? Or maybe you want to say, what is Y? Okay. So Paige, if I knew a way out of the, everything's in its own separate pieces, business wrangle. Okay. So Paige is looking for, if I'm understanding that correctly, like, not having everything in separate pieces. If she had this cohesive, sort of focused, unified model for her business, like that would solve a lot of things. Okay, great, Paige. You know what you're solving for, because now your reticular activating system is going to start to go seek the solution instead of just being in our heads feeling vague, anxiety, overwhelm, frustration. All right. So who else got something? Put it in the chat or the comments on social if you have. So Julie is called, like, once Julie knows who she's really in service of, again, Julie, I hope I'm analyzing this correctly, hearing you correctly, that would then, once Julie knows, it's like, oh, that's who I'm writing the book for, and that's who I'm creating this thing for, and that makes a ton of sense. Charla, a full overhaul of the organizing and decluttering of your house. Okay, I love that, because yes, if there's disorder, I'm very sensitive to my environment. So if there is clutter, if there's disorganization, even my husband's like, why do you care what the garage looks like? I was like, it affects my energy. It absolutely affects my energy. What the garage, he's like, you're not working in the garage. I was like, don't care. It affects the pantry, affects my energy. My husband and son do not enjoy this aspect of my personality as much, right? But yeah, so that's great, Charlotte. I love that. Theory, computer and stress issues. Okay. So theory solving for whatever the computer fix is, and decreasing stress. Yeah, Paula getting two big invoices. Okay, so now Paula, all Paula's attention gets to go on to, what's it going to take? What do I need to believe? What needs to happen for these big invoices to come in? Maybe Paula gets to send reminders. Maybe she gets to hire someone to go to these people's house and bang on their door. Just kidding. I'm just saying, like, like what now we know what we're solving for. Because a lot of times, sometimes I just have like a contraction in my stomach. I have like tension. I just feel like, and I get to think, what is the top thing I'm solving for? And I get to put all my focus there instead of a million different places. Andrea, more specific vision for what I want to do with your work, so you can hone in on next steps. Beautiful. Christina, actually understanding the number one thing your ideal client is stressing over. Great. So Christina's, to solve for X or Y there might be a survey. It might be inviting a bunch of her clients on a Zoom and saying, hey, I just want to love on you guys and hear what's stressing you out the most. It might be a social media poll. Ironically, you had a garage clean out this past weekend, Lisa Michelle. I love it. And clearing the clutter. Yeah, it's so powerful. By the way, every time I clean a drawer, a closet, a room, a car, a folder, more financial abundance comes in. Every single time. So I also, if I want money to come in, I go clean something. I organize something. It is incredible how directly related. I can literally do a drawer in my kitchen and then suddenly be like, someone said, oh, I forgot to send this, or, oh, I want to send this. I mean, it's amazing. Jade, you want to be excited about your office. So you love spending time. Beautiful. So Jade, yours can be not decluttering, but like creating an uplifting high vibe space that you just love to be in. Amazing. That's what you're solving for. Martha, a customer to sign in, and yes, the added more work will liberate you from your lack and help abundance to flow. I love that. Does anyone feel like having the one thing to solve for is useful for you? Instead, when your mind wants to go to 18,000 things, you say, I hear you, I hear you. Right now, I'm solving for X. This week, hey, you guys might, by 5 o'clock today, you might have solved this one. Then you can pick another one. Our mind probably will never be at a shortage of giving us opportunities of things it wants to solve. New clients sign up, Margaret. So Margaret's whole focus this week, no matter what's swirling around in there from this moment forward, gets to be, what are all the ways that I get to bring in a new client this week? Play 50 ways. Play 100 ways, right? Like, right? This is so good. Jen, you're going to pre-move and call referral partners. Okay, this is huge. This is huge. So one thing we're solving for, will you play the game with me this week? Put yes in the chat if you will play the game this week of solving for this thing, because what's going to happen that's so cool is that a lot of other stuff will get solved anyway. That's my experience. It's like when we solve for X, other things just happen to get caught up in the high vibe energy and stuff just gets taken care of. Like this thing that was going to be this huge pain in the ass, like maybe it was a bunch of forms or whatever, suddenly like, oh, it's just a link now. Okay. So we're going to play the what am I solving for? And if you came on late, let's just recap for everyone that's here from the beginning and those of you that came in. The first thing you do is just get in your body and recognize how you're feeling, maybe overwhelmed, stressed, whatever. Take a breath. Even if you're feeling excited, you can solve for it, right? Then you say, of all the things my mind is worrying or thinking about right now, what is the one that will make the biggest difference? What is the one that when it is solved, so many other things will be easier and better, or I'll just feel so much better? And that's what you're going to solve for. You're going to get really clear, like you've all beautifully done, those of you in Zoom, when I get to read it in real time. Gorgeous job. Then finally, you're going to say, what do I need to think? Or you could say, what do I get to think and what do I get to do that would make solving for this inevitable, that would make the solution inevitable? So Paula, you mentioned those 2 invoices coming in. It's like, what would I need to think? Is just like, woo, this is payday. Like, woo, this is abundance time in the abundance zone, right? Like you start to think, what are the thoughts that equal the solution? Because guess what doesn't equal the solution? When I walk around my house going, oh, I don't know what to do about this. Oh, this is stressful. I don't know what if this, catastrophizing, futurizing, none of that is a vibrational match for my solution. So what is? I'm in the abundance zone. Or, oh my gosh, things are just really lining up for me. Okay, what do we need to think? And then what do we get to do? So for Margaret to bring in her client, she can play 50 ways and say, if I was going to come up with 50 different ways to have a new client sign up with me this week, what would some of them be? Right? Or she could get together with Anna or Jade or someone else in TLA and say, okay, let's play 50 ways together. I'm just seeing the 2 of you on my screen. So, right? Super awesome. Buddy up. The fastest way to dissolve the overwhelm and the fear is get together with another awesome person and say, here's what I'm solving for this week. Okay, so that's to supersize. You know, I'm just on my supersize kick. If you want to supersize the lounge today, you're going to get a buddy. You can direct message someone who's on right now if you're in Zoom. You can comment with someone on social if you're on social. If you're in TLA, buddy up with somebody in your pod or, you know, that you know here. And share what you're solving for, and then every day report what you're thinking and what you're doing to align with it. And then when I see you all next week, it'll be in the boot camp instead of the lounge. But when I see you all next week, I want to hear what opened up. Sometimes the solution's done in a week. Sometimes it's a process and a piece of it is done. I am holding an absolute unwavering intention that every single one of you has a solution this week. It might be a piece. I have a big, I'm just going to say it, a big ass project going on. There's a lot of pieces. So the whole thing's not going to be done by Friday, but I bet a next piece could get solved for by Friday. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And we're going to be on together in 90 minutes. Those of you that are going to come to the referrals masterclass, and we're going to keep this energy going. So supersize, put S in the chat if you're going to supersize it and get a buddy for this week. And you're going to say, here's what I'm solving for. And here's what I'm thinking and doing that is in alignment with that solution. It's so crazy how I can be so out of alignment on my own, right? So you're going to get with someone. If I was partnering up with Amy Day, I can tell you right now, she's not going to sit there and let me be all, I don't know what to do. You know, it's going to be like, okay, cool. What do you get to think? What do you get to do? And maybe your partner, when you're buddying up, is going to have awesome ideas for you, right? So if I'm buddying up with, let's say, who else is here today? Christina. If Christina and I buddy up together, I might tell her what I'm solving for, and she'll be like, oh my gosh, here's a link. Christina might have just like, it's like something Christina's already solved. She just shares it with me. And then I say, oh my God, what's yours? Oh, I want to find out what my people. Oh, here's a great way to do a fun social media survey to get a lot of people to participate. Here. So that's why it's a supersize. Okay. So we are not going to spend any more of our time in the lounge because we're going to put this into action right now in the field. And I hope to see a lot of you in 90 minutes when we will just build on this with referrals, because that might be part of your solution. Might be either having more referrals, making referrals where you receive, a referral gift, right? Or an affiliate amount. So the answer might come today. Maybe it has to do with the podcast and it'll come tomorrow. All right. So that's what we're going to be up to. This is a powerhouse week. This gets to be an amazing week, a fun week, a week of miracles and productivity and success and joy and powerful contribution in the world. All right. So we're going to play What Are We Solving For? All right. So the last thing I want to hear is, if I can teach you anything in an upcoming lounge, what would you want? What can I solve for you? Okay. So just want to hear, because as we think about different experts I'm going to bring in over the rest of the spring and topics that I'm going to share in here, I want to know that it's what you guys will most benefit from. That's really important to me. So if, as we get ready to jump off, if you could just put in the chat or the comments on Zoom, Sarah, if you would please do a Thought Leader Lounge on, in fact, I want to ask it not on the topic, but what could I solve for you? So it's like, if you could solve social media for me and how to attract clients on social media, that's what I would really love. If you could solve how I can really make more money consistently every week, that's what I want to solve. So put that in the chat so I make sure that I'm bringing to you the most useful, juicy, exciting, relevant content. All right. So think about what would be what we solve for in here as a group that would really benefit you. Heart-centered messaging and visibility, Christina, love it. Attracting clients on social media, Lauren, great. Visibility and money, Amy, I love this. Yep, because we're getting ready to do a whole big abundance accelerator, the big one, the big mothership one this spring, and we're going to bring in Julie, differentiating, consistent money every week, Jen. These are awesome. These are awesome, and we'll bring in some good visibility pieces as well. Okay, I love this list. Keep them coming. All of the above, Charla. Yes, if you like the ones that have already been suggested, those of you on social, just put it in the comments and then we'll go and collect those and we'll come up with I want to make sure that we are going to bring it every week in the lounge with something you're going to walk away and your life and week and money and joy and impact are greater for being here. Okay, Paula, you're liking this list. Oh yeah, cremating the demand for a problem they don't know they have. Amy, that's messaging. I love this. Authenticity and fun on social. All of it, Graciela. Okay, amazing. So we're going to wrap here for today so that we can put this in the field and have some time getting in action. If you didn't get the whole thing, you can go back and watch the replay on social right now as soon as we end. And then everybody come today at 2:00 Eastern if you are all possibly able to attend, because that will start accelerating abundance. And it even has to do a lot with messaging in certain ways, because when we talk about referrals, all right, so that's our special 6-figure referral masterclass today at 2. And I'll see you tomorrow at 2 on the Rise podcast launch. It's a really fun week. Martha, I love this social media post with all the tech. Yes. All right. Game on. I love these. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you in just a little bit. Bye.